wrestle with HIV.
Today, as we address the issue of the right to work and of the right to be treated with respect and dignity in the workplace, we must ask ourselves if we are living up to the simple ideals of what this little boy said. Friends, I can safely say, unfortunately, we have much ground to cover before we get to the point of saying that we have a fair and safe work environment for people who are HIV positive. To get to that ideal state, we must address certain issues in the workplace, starting with stigma and discrimination. In Singapore, there is still no national legislation or policy that specifically addresses the issue of stigma and discrimination in the workplace. Employers are at liberty to set whatever requirements they want, whether it's educational levels, experience, or in many cases, language capabilities. There is no law that says you cannot discriminate. As for HIV and AIDS, the Ministry of Manpower, the Singapore National Employers Federation, and the Health Promotion Board developed a set of guidelines on HIV infection and AIDS in the workplace in 1993, which was then revised in 2002 with a focus on stigma reduction, awareness creation, and education. However, as guidelines, they do not carry the same weight or persuasion as a law would. The Infectious Diseases Act, which provides for protection of confidentiality in the medical environment, does not specify penalties for personnel who disclose a staff member's HIV status. Also, there is no specific clause that protects a HIV positive person from dismissal on account of his zero status. On their own, employers need to realize that workers are valuable company assets and that they should be protected. Any company that does not know how to deal with HIV and AIDS will face productivity losses when their HIV positive staff, especially if their senior staff, are removed from the workforce. They face the prospect of spending time and money to train a new staff member who may or may not have the same capabilities as their predecessor. We must also recognize that there can be productivity disruption if other workers or staff refuse to work alongside someone who is HIV positive. To address these issues, the International Labour Organization, in its Code of Practice on HIV/AIDS in the World of Work, has specified 10 principles that all employers must ideally adhere to. They are recognition that HIV and AIDS is a workplace issue, zero tolerance for stigma and discrimination, understand gender equality, or in many cases inequality, integrate into the workplace health promotion programs, engage in social dialogue with people who are HIV positive, disallow HIV screening for employment, protect confidentiality, continue the employment relationship with their HIV positive staff, emphasize prevention for staff members who are HIV negative, and provide care and support to their affected staff. Okay, like I said, these principles would be ideal if they are universally implemented. Now, I would like to share with you a statement made by a HIV positive woman. She says, if you take away our jobs, you will kill us faster than the HIV virus. We can work, we pose no risk to our co-workers, work keeps us going and it enables us to bring home food and the medicine we need to keep us alive and active. This statement was made by an anonymous HIV positive person, but the message is universal and is so applicable right here in Singapore, where we have hundreds of HIV positive workers who face the reality of losing their jobs if their employers ever found out. We must ensure and we must make the commitment today as Singaporeans that we will respect the right to work in a safe environment for all our people, including Singaporeans who are HIV positive. Thank you.
Thanks, Benedict. Research has already shown that with treatment, a person can add 30 more years to their life and be an able person. So I think all the more that we need to give them access to livelihoods. The next speaker is Mr. Roy Tan, who will talk to us about a community that most of us know perhaps little about, and how they too have rights, whatever our personal taking on the matter may be.